for us is a vehicle that demonstrates an affordable, highly efficient 5-passenger vehicle. In a way, it's a test bed for us to bring to reality technologies that we think will be important in the next century to achieve the necessary reductions in emissions and improvements in fuel economy.
So what are you working on within the program? What kind of developments are we talking about in layman's terms?
Okay. Well, there are quite a variety of them. The principal one is to make it very light. So this car weighs about 2,000 pounds when a normal, shall I say, vehicle might weigh 3,400 pounds. Because it's so light, we can use a very small diesel engine to get acceptable performance, and it gets super fuel economy. So the first of our P2000 vehicles will be a diesel-powered one. Then, with the same vehicle, when you get out to about another couple of years, we'll do a fuel cell version of it. Now, what's a fuel cell?
Exactly.
A fuel cell.
We've got an example here behind us.
Right, and we'll look at it in just a second. A fuel cell is a way to make electricity. Instead of storing it in a battery, you make it in the vehicle with some fuel. Now, what's the fuel?
Okay.
Well, we can look at this model, and I'll tell you. The fuel in the fuel cell is hydrogen. And in this case, we had this long cylinder that stores hydrogen at a high pressure. The yellow tube that comes out of the fuel cell out of the storage tank is bringing hydrogen to the fuel cell. The other yellow line is bringing air to the fuel cell. The hydrogen and the air in the fuel cell create electricity. And then afterwards, the air and the hydrogen come together and make water as the byproduct. So what goes into the fuel cell is hydrogen and air, and what comes out of the fuel cell is electricity and water. Now, the electricity is depicted in this red tube that comes out into that box. That box turns the electricity that comes out of the fuel cell, which is what we call direct current, into alternating current, like you have at your house. That alternating current is then sent to the electric motor, and the electric motor works like an ordinary electric motor, turns the wheels, and away you go.
Doesn't this create a whole new range of issues in terms of safety when you're dealing with something as volatile as hydrogen?
Well, yes, it is an issue. But as a matter of fact, gasoline is an issue too. And if we had never used gasoline and somebody proposed using it in a tank, everybody would be frightened.
No.
Right, you'd say, oh no, you can't use that. Hydrogen requires some care in its handling and storage. And we think that we'll have no problem with that. We'll be very careful with it. These tanks are going to be very strong. We're going to have very good systems for handling the hydrogen. I don't think it'll end up being an issue. It's something you have to worry about. If you don't worry about it, there could be a problem. We're highly confident there won't be in the event.
So how far off is this technology? When can we expect to be sort of driving along in our fuel cell car?
Predicting the future is tricky business, as you know, but I would say in the 8 to 10 year time frame.
As soon as that.
Yeah, well, some people think that's too far. Some people maybe suspect it's too soon. I think 8 years is a reasonable estimate. It could take a little longer. Won't be there next year, but it's a technology that is worthy of a lot of attention. It helps to provide an alternative to the difficulties with batteries. Battery development isn't happening very fast, and electric vehicles need some source of electricity, either electricity you store, which is what a battery does, or electricity that you make, which is what a fuel cell does. I think the fuel cell is going to win.